Time to check out more of your underground metal albums on Bandcamp. We're going to kick this off with Distances and Abstruse. That is loud. This is a Albuquerque, New Mexico band. And again, we're just sampling each one just to get you interested enough to go check them out. I've not pre-listened to any of these. Already digging this one. Good production, solid atmosphere, very menacing. Ooh, start-stop riff there is fun. Good implementation of vocals. Got a little bit of a 2000s vibe. Ooh. That's fun. Love little stuff like that. Ooh, big atmosphere at the end too. I'm a big fan of throwing in those little flavor twists, I kind of call them, that make you remember the song. It's like, oh yeah, that's the song with that part. Oh, mathcore in here too. Right up my alley. Yeah, I might need to investigate this one further. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this one out. But yeah, just from that little sampling, dig what I hear. I wouldn't change a thing. Just, yeah, get the word out and you all watch it. Get the word out for Distances with Abstruse. I will definitely be listening to this more. Then we have My Dark Secret Transcendence with TEARNOUMENON? TEARNOUMENON? Another cool cover. Picked it for the thumbnail. It's out of Thailand. A little shoegazy. A little criticism, I think. It can sound a little messy when everything kicks in. I think the vocals could be a little stronger. I like the effect of them. I like the reverb. And I like the kind of Death Heaven-y sort of sounding guitars. But I think the execution could be tightened up. Good atmosphere, good vibes. Definitely pulling at some of my emotions. I think here I'm even having trouble kind of hearing the vocals. I wouldn't make them too loud. I like that they're a little bit buried, but maybe bring them up just slightly more. I'm gonna turn myself up here. That part sounds really good. Solid execution there. I'm trying to find another part where there's like a lot happening at once, because that's where I was hearing some problems. Here we go. Yeah, something just feels slightly off. But I mean, you could kind of use that to your advantage too. Like, the drums almost sound like they don't fully match the rest of the instrumentation. Which I'll admit is kind of interesting. But, yeah, that's something that's catching my ear on this one. But again, keeping it short on each one. That is My Dark Secret Transcendence with TEARNOUMENON. Then we have Bor Hammer with Chemognosis, a shortcut to mushrooms. Okay. One kind of psychedelic cover. This is out of Germany. I like this menacing intro. And the tags, old school black metal, proto black metal. So we're going some Venom vibes, I can hear that. Yeah, a little bit of that speed metal energy too. I like the vocals. There's so many vocalists that just sound the same now, whereas like you find someone like Kronos, and it's like you instantly know who it is. I do kind of like that. Same with like Inquisition I was just talking about. Like, it's an acquired taste, but it's unique, so it stands out. A little bit of kind of like old school doom metal in here too. Maybe a little bit of Tom G. Warrior in there too. Oh. Getting a little dramatic too. I like it. Full package good. I like the production. I like how you're using the reverb to give it that kind of retro production feel. Like I said, I like the vocals. I like the guitar work. Lots of good stuff coming together here. What a strong opening to the year, though. Like, this is from January too, and all this good stuff came in. But again, that is Bor Hammer with 2 Chemognosis, a shortcut to mushrooms. Then we have Ensom with POIMANDRES out of Spain, Barcelona to be exact. We got some harpsichord. Always a fan of that. Ooh, very kind of Flesh God Apocalypse sounding intro there. Always a sucker for a symphonic metal. Man, we're only, what, 4 albums in now, and it's already been a great episode, if you ask me. This is awesome. Very dramatic. Let's check out another song here. We're definitely leaning into those black metal vocals. Is there a band photo? There's not. If I were to guess, is it a female vocalist? Gesami Martinez. Not sure. It's a very... I feel like that's a name that could go either way. Not that it matters, but I hear that kind of tonality that I tend to hear in more female vocalists. Very blizzardy quality. Chorals? Man. This is the type of stuff where it's like, dang, I already did my list, but I could see how this could have made it too. It's just too much music. I was bemoaning this too because I was filling out my votes for the Metal Storm 2023 awards. And even though I've listened to hundreds of albums this past year, there were still more that I probably didn't know. And that's just... The reality is you can never win. I just do what I can. But this sounds great. Loving the energy, the drumming, the symphonic elements are awesome, the chorals. Fantastic. Excellent stuff. Yeah, that is Ensom with POIMANDRES. Then we have Ritual Awakening with Vile. Ooh, good bass intro. It's out of San Diego, California. More grindcore energy here. Hardcore punk in the tags. Simple but very effective cover. Looks like a Sin City drawing. Love that D-beat. Oh, it's a one-man project too. Oh, we got some like thrashy riffing in here too. Gnarly. Yeah, another really good one. Hopping a lot of genres already, and it's been strong. All short songs too, which is good for this genre. I tend to really get annoyed when these Fast and Furious projects, like Midnight for instance. I hate when Midnight does like a 7-minute song. I'm like, why? Like, all you need is like 2.5. That new Midnight song was sick though. I'm kind of looking forward to that now. But yeah, this sounds great too. Really solid kind of mix of melodeath, thrash, grindcore, hardcore. Good stuff, yeah. Right up my alley. Ritual Awakening, Vile. Alright, we have Sacricide with Nearer the Flame of Washington, D.C. Illuminati logo here. Very detailed artwork here. That's really cool. We're going thrash metal? Where are we going here? Oh, deathcore, melodeath. Progressive metal. Yeah, I'm feeling that kind of deathcore energy. Kind of that sort of Fit for an Autopsy thing where it's like kind of mixing deathcore and some melodeath stuff. Solid production, could just be my headphones. It feels a little bassy, but it's fine. It's got good presence. I'm digging these riffs. Your guitar player's killing it. Kind of getting some similar energy as like the Hudson Horror too. Rip Dan, he gave me this hat too. I was missing him a lot this past week. Not to be a buzzkill. He would love this too, I think. Yeah, man. There has not been even like a mediocre one yet. Like, I know I was a little bit critical of that second album, but even that was like interesting and good in its own way. A good chug to it. I'm hearing a little bit of like groove metal influence on here too. This is that good like transitional deathcore stuff too, for people who are like, I don't like deathcore, but it's like, okay, this is how you like slowly get them interested, where it's like, okay, this is like just not deathcore enough that maybe you'll give it a chance. Yeah, sounds great. Again, awesome. Sacricide, Nearer the Flame. Check them out. All right, we have Ludalloy with Lumenari out of Finland. I also enjoy my Finnish metal. Sounds like we're going a little softer here. Maybe a little gazy, a little post-metal-y. What do we got? Dream pop, noise rock, shoegaze. Yep. Maybe taking a little break from metal here, really. Those classic reverb-soaked shoegaze guitars. I hope more metalheads are discovering like traditional shoegaze as a result of the black gaze wave that happened, because for a while it's like anything with these guitars, they're like, oh, it's black gaze. I'm like, do you know where black gaze comes from? It's stuff like this. Before they fused the black metal stuff into it. Yeah, very, very pretty and well produced. I like these twinkly guitars with a little bit of, sounds like a little bit of echo on there. I used to listen to a lot of music like this, especially during college. Like, I kind of got into a lot of shoegaze and indie stuff. And unrelated, but it just makes me remember, I was a huge Modest Mouse fan. Like, I was collecting all of their albums up until the cutoff for me was We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank. That album has some good songs, but that was the beginning of the end for me. Yeah, that sounds cool. Good palette cleanser. Singing strong, instrumentation strong, good production. Very chill. Nailing the target. If you like shoegaze or you want to get into it, check out Ludalloy with Lumenari. Then we have Drymarchon with Mori and Igne, or Die in a Fire. Great title. It's out of Kent, Ohio. Guessing this is another one-man project. Death metal, metal punk. Hearing that. Going for that kind of more 90s sound, I would say. I do like this cover. This was my other pick for the thumbnail. Eye-catching. Have an eye-catching cover, too. I know that may seem like lame feedback, but especially if you're an unknown artist, it pays to have something on your album cover that actually, like, causes a visceral response from somebody who's scrolling through, say, Spotify or whatever. It makes a difference. It's the same rule we use on YouTube when we're putting our videos out. I had to learn that with thumbnails. Good chuggy. And I like the kind of buried death growls in the mix. Sound like they're coming out of like a cavern. Great drumming too. Good pace change there. It's a little thrashier part. Do a little solo here. Check out the title track too. Alright, a little melodic section here. Acoustic. acoustic-y stuff. Interesting that that's the title track. And then back into it again. Yeah, that sounds like a banger. And y'all stop sending me stuff. There's just too much good stuff. I can't keep up with it. I get anxiety sometimes when these pile up, so that's partly why we're doing it different this month too, where I'm gonna put it out in pieces and see what you all think about that. But yeah, that is Drymarchon with Mori and Igne. Alright, we have, oh my goodness, Iad Bellum with The Magic Force Against the World, also out of Germany. An interesting cover, sort of ink blot effect. I see like a praying mantis alien or something. Black metal? Yep. That kind of classic, very aggro black metal. A little bit of thrash in there too. Vocals could come up a little bit more in the mix, like one notch. Not too much. Again, I kind of like how it's a little bit understated, but it could be like slightly louder. What else we got here? Songs on the longer side, which makes me wonder, because this is obviously not a place where we're going to sit and listen to something from start to finish. But I do wonder if like something like this will carry my attention for 7 minutes and 15 seconds. But I am hearing some pace changes and some kind of progressive focus on the... Yeah, everywhere I skip to, it's slightly different, so yeah, maybe I'll keep it interesting. Yeah, again, I think sound-wise, a lot of cool stuff happening here, too. I like how just bloodthirsty it sounds, too. But yeah, that is Iad Bellum with The Magic Force Against the World. Alright, I don't know why we have all these dark ones. I have sunglasses on. So we got DECEIVETH with Liminal. Got some Godflesh vibes here already. You know I want some industrial. This is out of Georgia. Blue Ridge, to be exact. A little skinny puppy there, too. Yeah, a good mix of kind of like Last Rites, Skinny Puppy, and Godflesh. When did this come out? Can't read a dang thing. January also. Yeah, I've got a few people in my comments always looking for industrial metal like I am, so here you go. Hope you're watching. If you are, comment. If you're not, comment. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It helps the video and the algorithm get to more people, and the whole point of this segment is not only to get you to check out these bands and give feedback to the bands directly, but also hopefully to spread it like a virus to other people on YouTube. A little experimental too. I don't really have feedback for this one. Production sounds great, performances are cool. I'd have to like sit and listen through a song to decide about pacing. But I like the vocals, I like the beats. It's got that like a little bit of that 80s tinge too that I missed from some of the more modern industrial projects that I loved about like early Skinny Puppy, early Ministry. Yeah, this has like a dig it vibe. Dig it, dig it. Very cool, yeah. Definitely check this out. DECEIVETH with Liminal, or DECEIVETH, sorry, with Liminal. Alright, then we have Vægtløs with Aftryk. And as much as I hate white backgrounds on Bandcamp, at least I can read. If you're doing a black background, please, by all means, pick a non-black text. This is out of Denmark. Getting a, like, maybe post-hardcore. What are we going here? We got, wow, there's a, holy cow, they got a lot of merch. A lot of it sold out too. Black Ace, okay. There's a lot of scrolling through merch. Cool to see that you're selling out a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of those post-hardcore vibes though. The little those quiet sections and the kind of almost like spoken word. It reminds me a little bit of like Touche Amore. I don't know if I'm hearing as much of the like black metal element in there. Which is fine, like I don't need that. Maybe a little bit here, that tremolo. So there's like touches of it, but typical ups and downs. Again, I'd be curious to see if it can hold my attention for almost 9 minutes in this style. But that's the mark. That's what separates the men from the boys, the girls from the women, the lowercase theys from the uppercase theys. It's can you make that time work? And if you can, great. Like those are the bands I tend to be like the most impressed with. If they can hold my attention consistently and keep me riveted for 10 minutes, then that's great. Everything else sounds cool though. That's my one question, I guess. So yeah, that is Vægtløs with Aftryk. Then we have King's Winter with The Other Side of Fear. Do a little stomp to this one. Going a little folky, maybe? Getting that vibe. Is that an At the Gate shirt? Very nice. Or vest. Sleeveless, whatever. I like the guitar work, and I love me a strong female vocalist. Cover plenty of them on the channel. I'm definitely hearing room for improvement in the vocal delivery. Feels a little shaky, kind of sounds a little nervous. Maybe overdoing the vibrato a little bit, and I love a good vibrato. Ooh, nice bass part there. I think also either what it's recorded on or the mix feels out of place, because like the guitars and drums and everything sound more like studioed, so to speak, whereas the vocals sound more like recorded live. If that makes any sense. I'm sure there's a better way for me to explain this, but I feel like you could probably bring the vocals better into the mix. Like here, it feels like there's like a little bit of reverb that throws me off here. Like you don't need it. I like the style. I like the energy. I'm liking what I'm hearing as the overall songwriting, but yeah, I think that vocal performance stands out to me as something that could benefit from a little bit more care, a little bit more finesse. But it's already like 75% there, I would say. Ooh, this riff is very, like, Darkest Hour. I like that. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear more. Keep at it and send me more stuff as it comes. But that's King's Winter with The Other Side of Fear. Then we have Old Scratch with Lantern of Lights out of Ohio. Oh, and I guess there's a disc jockey theme here. That's a really cool picture. I like that. This can be like metal record scratching, because that would be kind of neat. That would be, speaking of original, it is. Oh my god, it's like weird, almost like Lurker of Chalice black metal with record scratching. Now there's something I've not heard, and it takes a lot to give me something I've literally never heard before. Now the question is, would I enjoy sitting and listening to this, though? Or is it just a gimmick? I don't know. It feels a little gimmicky, but I feel like you have to be somebody who watches the channel, too. Because not only are you sending me something that would catch my attention, but also, I always say, match your color scheme to your Bandcamp, and you've done that here with the red and green and black. And it matches this so well. And I love this art. I think it's a real... I'd love to have this on my wall. What I'd love to see is somebody bring this to an actual club, like a nightclub, and play a song just to see how the crowd reacts. A black metal rave, basically. It's interesting. Again, I can't decide if I like it, but keep at it. Keep at it. There's an audience for everything. So regardless, like, Originality sells. If you haven't already, too, shoot this over to, like, Metal Sucks, Metal Injection. You never know. They tend to, like, catch on to weird stuff like this and share it. Like, they shared my little Black Metal Kids book that I never talk about, but is available. It's just a digital thing, but... Yeah, Old Scratch, Lantern of Light. Very interesting. Then we have Harae with Kagura. I know it's not pronounced this way, but I just want to go, hooray! Where are my Bluey fans at? Creepy, eerie, atmosphere. It's a UK project. Black metal, experimental, atmospheric. Definitely hearing that atmospheric. Atmosphere. Slow build, kind of doomy, a little drony, cool drums. This part kind of reminds me of like the 9 Inch Nails EPs, the later ones. Or like survival horror music. Oh, and then we get a little crazy here. Shake things up too. I like the kind of industrial elements. There's a lot going on here. Another very original sounding project. Combining a lot of different elements. Yeah, at base I'd recommend this most to probably like drone listeners. Just I feel like this is that kind of album. Whispering's creepy, especially with the headphones. It feels like someone's whispering in my ear. I like this singing too. But yeah, that is Harae with Kagura. Then we have Bug with Lux Ultima. Out of Austria. Sounds cool. Black metal noise, noisecore, trash rock. Not in love with this cover. It doesn't make me excited to listen to the album, and I feel like the music already sounds way more interesting than that cover gives it credit for, so something to consider. If I'm scrolling through new releases and I see this, I'm scrolling past it, like, realistically. I feel like this needs more of like an avant-garde, weird kind of cover. Something a little bit psychedelic, maybe even. Oh. Okay, they got a sense of humor too, it feels like. Okay, some doom in here. Good groove. This is very 90s sounding. Wait, there's a song called Free Britney, and I didn't even notice it. I like the bass part. It's not fun. Okay, now I don't know what to say. This is so different from that first song. Are they all super different? I like the beat on this track too. Yeah, this is all over the place. Wrapping up with some very interesting experimental projects. I like it though. I like what I'm hearing. Like, my only feedback is the cover art, genuinely. Everything else, I'm interested. That's Bug with Lux Ultima. And then we have Burning the Forgotten with Those with the Rotten Souls. Out of Montreal, Quebec. Right off the top, production could use a little work. It even sounds a little, I heard a little like crackling even in there at the beginning. So the quality could be improved. I like the riffs though. Very classic, kind of 2000s melodic death metal sounds. Like that D beat. Little generic. I mean, these riffs sound very familiar. They sound good, but it just makes me be like, man, this makes me want to go listen to early In Flames or Dark Tranquility. Or At the Gates. But I think even more importantly here, the I try not to push production too much because it's not the most important thing, but I think you're at a point where figuring out how... And I'm not saying you need to go to a studio. You're not at that point yet. But just learning how to mix and record a little bit better will go a long way. It's like another one-man project, so that's always impressive to me. Yeah. Sounds cool, though. I'm interested. Keep sending stuff as it comes through. That is Burning the Forgotten with those with the rotten souls. Alright, y'all, that's enough for this one. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do it a little different, like I said, this month, where I'm gonna break this up into smaller segments, so we'll handle it that way. But hope you enjoyed it. Check out some of these amazing bands, and yeah, there's a whole playlist of these you can check out. Support me on Patreon. That'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus, signing off. I will see you in the trenches.